I was always the kid on the playground who was like, we're going to play this game and I'm going to be the hero and you'll all be my sidekicks.
You're just like a natural leader then.
I guess that's what it is.
This is Melanie Travis, founder and CEO at Andie and Richer Poorer.
I'm like an abnormally confident person. I like to ignore adversity or not think about obstacles. Like as an entrepreneur, that actually is a quality that serves you because frankly, the idea that you could like quit your job, start from nothing and do that, you have to have like a little bit of crazy in you. And I talk to a lot of founders, a lot of founder friends. They're burned out. They're like living and breathing their businesses. It's like running through their blood. It's just tough when you get so wrapped up in it. And I understand how that happens because it is also very emotional. It's your life. You have all these people depending on you. But all the more reason, I think, to try to find something to step away. And when I started Andie, I was not at all finance minded at all.
Oh, so I can learn it and I can even like it.
Yes, it's so learnable. And it's actually like really fun and it's how you see the business come to life. The monthly close that we do with the finance team has become my favorite meeting.
It's your favorite meeting. Everyone else is like sweating and dying.
They really are.
Here with Melanie Travis, which sounds like a famous name. Like, I know you're famous, but it just feels famous to me.
My wife would never agree with that statement. She's always trying to cut me down a few notches.
Oh, that's what they're there.
Yeah, reminded me of them sort of Z-list. But anyway, thank you for that.
Founder, CEO of Andie Swim, which I am a happy customer of. Gosh, it just hugs in all the right places, my gal. So you're crushing it.
Thank you. I'm so glad you're hired.
So, okay, the story I was telling has somewhat to do with swimsuits. The production team's probably gonna be like, I don't even know where to cut this or like where to put this, but say love you. My 10-year-old, we were at I live in Bend, Oregon. There's like a river. People go tubing and like all the time. I don't know. It's like a river runs through the town.
Cute.
And my 10-year-old is like, we come back and there's just like a bunch of like teenagers in thongs, like
at the river.
At the river.
Okay.
And I could tell he was like kind of stressed about it. And then we got home and he's like, Mom, do they want me to look at them or do they not want me to look at them?
Oh my God, your 10-year-old asked you this?
Yeah, because he's probably like, he's just like, it's like clearly for a show, but that's like rude. Like I am like, I don't want to look.
That's a fair question.
Like, buddy, that is such a good question. I am so sorry to tell you both.
Oh, wait, both?
Both. They do want you to look because they want to feel empowered, but don't look like in a way that's...
Oh my God.
You have to... But no.
Could he understand this answer?
Oh, totally. I was like, as a woman, like... Body positivity is like, we should be able to show just as much of... Like, we should be able to exist in a way that is safe and empowering and... Don't creep me out.
Right. This is a perfect like intro story to Andie, by the way.
Okay, it really is. It really is. I love your product. I love the origin story, but there's one thing. Okay, the origin story is that women hate shopping for bathing, swim. Do you call them bathing suits? Swimsuits?
I actually call them swimsuits.
Swimsuits.
Swimwear.
Also quite divisive.
You pictured it up. You picked that up.
I picked it up.
Yeah.
But I will say this. And this is a hot take, but you were shopping because you were going on a work trip.
Yes.
This concept of being in a swimsuit with your CEO who signs your paychecks.
Literally.
I will die on this hill.
Everyone
should stop doing should stop
doing those types of trips.
Doing those. That is so uncozy.
Right. Well, except for us. It's like, we have to go to Jamaica. Like, we have to go to the Bahamas. Yeah.
But you're the CEO. Like,
right. And also, I'm the CEO. I'm a woman. It's
like
different,
someone needs to read the room based on the company if this is a good idea.
Totally. Yeah. In retrospect, it was like quite strange that this relatively large organization was going on a work retreat to a lake. And it was all male executives. And we just were going to be in swimsuits. And so but it did, I mean... Even though it was inappropriate, I'm thankful to it because it was
for sure. I'm like here for it. But I just stopped on that part of the story and I was like, I've been in that position before. Like
you have
work trips where they're like celebratory, like, oh, you hit your sales goal and we're all going to President's Club, which why would we even call it that? But I digress.
I don't even know what that is.
Oh, like a world of like software sales is like has little clubs and like you can get them into them if you like sell enough.
Called President's Clubs.
Yes.
Interesting. Yes. Okay. All right.
This is not a female dominated. Yeah. This is not. This is like over a beer. This is like not a female dominated space.
Got it.
But I was horrified. Like I remember being like, I would be mortified if my boss walked in and I was in a bra and underwear. Like,
Right.
mortified.
Yeah. And that's like what a swimsuit is.
That's what a swimsuit
Yeah.
is. So I was like, why is this okay?
Right.
And I'm going to have a marg in my hand? Like,
Right.
like something just feels so off about this. So anyway, that origin story, I'm going to pass it back to you, was really the catalyst.
It was,
right?
Yes, it was the catalyst. The question that you just asked of what kind of swimsuit could I possibly wear with my CEO is the question that like led me. It led me on like a deeper swimsuit hunt than I maybe normally would have gone on. The question that you had asked, what kind of swimsuit do you wear with your CEO, is the question that had sent me on a deeper search for swim than like I might have normally done if I was just going on like a girls trip or whatever. And that's where, when I was looking for like the perfect swimsuit to wear with a CEO, I was like, wow, this really sucks. Like I've always hated shopping for swimsuits. It's always just been kind of miserable. But I was like, this is impossible. And why isn't there? What I really wanted at the time was a brand that just like everyone went to, that was sort of safe. Like back then, everyone was like shopping at Glossier, or like I don't remember they were like,
I mean, Victoria's Secret had like the market for a bit.
Oh, yeah. For swim.
Swim.
They did.
But then you had to buy the top and the bottom together.
Right. Yes, they didn't do mix and match. And also they were like, it was a lot of like underwire styles, things that were like a little sexier than what I would have gone for. Totally. But I mean, like there were sort of like it brands for things back then, the like, what would that be, late aughts or whatever for categories. So is it like Allbirds was like hugely on the rise for shoes, Glossier for your like lip balm. Like there were just places you could go if you wanted like the safety of like half the place will have
and
this
social
too.
Proof.
Exactly.
So much social proof.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And like that didn't exist in swim. It was super fractured. Everyone was shopping at different places. There wasn't just like one brand.
Yeah.
And I felt that was the much later, post-retreat, when I came up with this idea, I felt like that was sort of the opening also that we had.
Yeah. I mean, tough though. I'd be terrified because it's like, well, it has to have the stretch. And like, I think I would go through all the questions in my head. Did you sit in that doubt, or were you just like, I'm just going to
the doubt of like, would this work?
Like, would this work?
I'm like an abnormally confident person.
Same. It's like just some like wild and beautiful times.
I like to ignore adversity or not think about, obstacles. And, it can, like, I think for like as an entrepreneur, that actually is a quality that serves you.
But how did you were your parents that way? I want my boys to be that way. Or is it because you were an only child and no one cut at your psyche?
No one's asked me the like everyone's always like, oh yeah, great quality, but like no one's asked me why.
I want to know.
Let's deep cuts. I am an only child. Also, I'm impressed that you knew that. And I guess I scream
I
only
did my
child.
research.
Yeah.
I wouldn't let you walk in here I wouldn't know your birth order.
Oh my God, that level of research is very impressive. I'm an only child. My parents divorced when I was very young. I was like 3.5. And now I have a 3.5-year-old. So I'm also, every day I'm like, wow, things really must not have been working in that marriage, because to divorce at 3.5,
it's like so chaotic anyway.
It's so chaotic. There's so much going on.
I love my 3-year-old.
Yeah.
Gosh, that age is like,
oh my God. It's a really cute
just
age.
Like,
although she's kind of like a 3-nager now.
Oh,
it's like,
that is I have to try not to laugh because it's like, it's like, this is so sassy.
Joy in that part of it. She is so sassy and stubborn.
They should hang out. My son's name's Louis.
Oh, mine is Louise. Oh, did you not know?
No, I actually didn't know that. Okay, like I did.
Louis and Louise. That's amazing.
Just like 2 3-year-olds talking on a podcast would be.
Oh, we should totally have. They should switch spots with us right now. That would be.
That'd be so cute.
Yeah, yours is in Oregon, though, I assume.
Yeah, but you can get there. You're flying all over anyway.
Yeah. Well, podcast studios here. You could also bring in here.
You really want me to take a 3-year-old on 2 legs of flights voluntarily?
Right.
I want you to do.
I just took her to Disney World alone a couple weeks ago. So
I love that for you.
I do feel
that is your confidence showing. That is like the delusional, like
all the moms in my life are like, oh my God.
But you do, like, if you're delusionally optimistic, it does lead you here. Like you own optimism. 2 brands, like you've sold over 1 million swimsuits.
Yeah.
And Richard Port, like I was obsessed with that brand anyway. And then the fact that it's now part of your world is like,
good job weaving this back into
yeah,
work.
sorry.
No, that was impressive. I mean, I do think you need this some amount of just like bust through wall, like no amount of like insecurity that you can just surmount any obstacle. Because frankly, the idea that you could like quit your job, start a company, grow that company to, I mean, you know, at the time I was like, oh, maybe we'll go public. You know,
Yeah.
the idea that you could like start from nothing and do that, you have to have like a little bit of crazy in you.
But as a kid, were you like, I mean, because you're part of the queer community, you probably had to be like, I'm going to stand my own. Like, I'm not going to let anyone.
Yeah, maybe that had to do with it. I mean, I've always, like, way before any idea of like sexuality was even on my radar, I was always the kid on the playground who was like, we're going to play this game.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be the hero and you'll all be my sidekicks.
Yeah.
Like, I had to be.
You're just like a natural leader then.
I guess that's what it is. And I think there's some people that are natural leaders. I think it's also very possible to learn how to be a great leader. And then I think there's some people who are like natural, like whatever the word is, like second in commands, who are like
followers.
So good. Well, I want to
like they're hype people too. Like they're necessary.
And they're super necessary. They like enable leaders to lead. And there are folks who know that they don't want to do their own thing. They don't want to be that, but they want to be someone's like number two and everything that goes along with that. And I think those people are so important, and finding them early in your journey is also really critical towards being successful.
I really fought back against the idea that I wasn't the you and then I'm more the me, that the hype woman supporter.
Oh, that's where you think
grind
you are?
out. Yeah. Like I'm like, what's the vision? And then I'll poke holes in the vision, and then I'll accentuate the vision. And then I'll run with it in 10x, whatever the original idea was. But I maybe it's like the deep responsibility that you hold. Like you have people's like paychecks you have to sign and like raises you have to give, and like
that
potentially even like layoffs. No, I would crumble. Like I would, like truly, I'm like, is everyone mad at me?
Right.
I think everyone's mad at me, and like, this
so
wouldn't work. You know?
Right. The question, like, are people mad at me, is one that like I've never even, and I am sure, by the way, people are mad at me.
And you're like a normal, empathetic human. It's not that.
Yeah, totally. No, that's very interesting.
Yeah, but so it's almost like if it was a nature versus nurture thing, was it more nature then?
Yes, I think so. Yeah, I was just born this way, and have always, let's like bring in some Lady Gaga, and have always, you know, even before I started Andie, I was working at a bunch of different startups in New York.
Yeah,
as you probably know,
the tech side. Yeah,
obviously BarkBox, Kickstarter, Foursquare, and at all those companies, I would look at the CEO or look at the founder.
I know what you're like. I could do this.
Yeah, I would like, and I was like very, like when I started at Foursquare, I started as a customer support intern, right? Like pretty much the bottom of the totem pole.
That's it.
And I would see the founder, Dennis Crowley at the time, or well, he's still the founder, but no longer the CEO, sitting in these like glass conference rooms and stuff with his team. And I was like, that should be me, you know? And like, I had no reason to believe that I could do that. But I just like really bucked against the idea of working for somebody else's vision. I couldn't, it didn't sit with me in a way that ever made me feel content. And so then I went to Kickstarter, and, you know, similar thing. It was much earlier stage, but I saw the three founders, I was working alongside them, and was like I should be doing something like this. It was just like, it just like was gonna have to happen. And then the fact that it was swim was just because of this retreat, but like I had been looking for an idea of something I could do for a very long time.
Was there a close second idea? Was it swim or?
Oh my God, funny. There was no real close second.
Because like they're gonna be like dog leashes. Like just
I know. Oh my God.
Complete rogue, you know?
Yeah. I mean, that would have been a natural extension from my work at BarkBox. But no, I mean, for better or for worse, Andie sort of like succeeded from the beginning. Yeah. I mean, I'm glossing over a lot of difficult parts, but
of course.
It would have been interesting. I mean, I think the idea that I had before Andie was just like, I had a lot of app ideas.
Yeah. Because you're swimming in the tech world, and
way to like tie them together. Swimming in the tech world. Yeah.
Wait, can that be the headline?
Yeah. Yeah, totally. But like, I also wanted, I think if I were to start again, I would not do a physical product with like inventory headaches. But at the time, I wanted like a physical product that I could touch and feel. And at BarkBox, obviously, it was like dog toys. And the idea of something like elusive that lives only like on a tech layer was, I just wanted to be able to like understand that I'm going to make the product, feel the product, sell the product. I don't know that I would do that again.
I was gonna say I loved that too, and now like with tariffs and like all of the variables, it's wild because then you're like, so much is out of your control, and because you're finance minded, you're like, this has to like make sense. Not me. That's what we were talking about before we hit record. Is like, I wanted the vision, I wanted to feel the textiles, but my spreadsheets were a mess, and it would probably be a year before I figured out that my margins were like completely like
Yeah. No, it's and then like you have to take bets on like inventory orders, and if you bet
manufacturers,
wrong, and you take bets on manufacturers, but like here's an example from right now that I would never normally talk about. Except here we are talking about it. So obviously now I have, in addition to Andie, I bought Rich Report about 8 months ago, and we're still kind of wrapping our
that rainforest colors. Chef's kiss, though.
Okay, so you know. So we just a couple days ago we launched new colors of our
coconut.
Oh my God! You need like some award for like research.
No, but okay. First of all, I love those brands. I got the email on my Uber over, and I was like, "Wait, that is good." Okay, bold though.
So yes, here's
my kids would stain coconut in 4 seconds. They used me as a human napkin, and then the green is like, I couldn't tell if it was just in the email if it was just men's, but I was like here for it.
I love all of this. Okay, I'm going to give you like the real tea behind this launch. So we launched this just a couple of days ago. Like 2 days ago. So I like shouldn't say this, but whatever. It's brutal.
It'll come out in like a month, and they'll give you the option to cut stuff.
It's okay. It's fine. I hate the colors. I like hate the colors. And when I found out that that's what we were coming out with, because
wait, but how did you not know?
Because the company has grown so much, and I've hired.
I'm being really actually honest that I like them.
Oh, great. Like, sort of.
I'm going to balance this. Oh, why? Are we ripping them? Okay, keep going.
No. I'm glad you like them. Okay. Except that, like, the coconut milk, you're probably not going to buy because it'll...
Again, a human napkin.
Right. But, I found out about this, and I was like, I don't like the green. It's too bright. It's too saturated. I would have wanted... And how did I not know? Like, Andie, like, we're a well-oiled machine at this point, and, like...
Yeah, they're not, like, coming to your office and, like...
No, I don't. No, I don't really... Like, I trust people. But Rich Report is newer.
Yeah.
And so we're still like making some early fumbles. I mean, we'll see. Maybe the collection will sell really well. The other thing I've learned over the last 9 years of doing this is that my opinion doesn't really matter. It's what the customer wants.
That's actually a huge relief, to be honest. What if it actually only mattered? Like, that's a lot of pressure.
That would be so much pressure. And like we come out with swimsuits all the time that I don't like, that I wouldn't wear, that sell in 24 hours and like sell like hotcakes and sell out. So the company has gone beyond my own personal... The first 3 swimsuits we made
they
were like my favorite swimsuits.
And you probably still wear them.
And I still wear them. But now we have to come out with stuff that it has to be beyond one person's taste. So I will say I don't like the colors of the new Rich Report
I love that honesty, though. It's so refreshing. Because people try to like fake it till they
really
and
do.
For
like,
what?
There's hits and misses all the time. That's just like what it is.
I mean, I genuinely do like him. And the email was cute. So whoever your performance marketing person
I'm glad the email was cute.
It was like a little leaf or a coconut. It was like leaf or coconut. And I was like, I love an emoji in the subject line.
Oh, cute. Interesting. Okay.
So anyway, your team's crashing.
So, well, we'll see if they sell. So, okay, coconut milk. Look, I'll take a white sweatshirt maybe, but like white sweatpants is really aggressive. I feel like that's really aggressive. And when I found
I have like so many things I would say right now, but I know it will get cut.
Okay, when I found out that not only that we were coming out with these white sweatsuits, but that the level of the buy, I was like, what the heck? Like, how are we going to...
Oh, like the amount of SKUs you bought.
Yeah, like we invested pretty deep in this coconut milk, and I was like having a hissy fit about it at the office. And then I got into a back and forth with my COO, who largely makes a lot of these purchasing decisions at this point. And she was like, "I will go to bat for that coconut milk. It is trendy. It is cool." And she started sending me all these examples of cool brands that have white sweat, and I was like, "Okay, all right." So now. So I got there was nothing for me to do about it.
I know, it's like, just leave convinced, because
it's like, I'll just assume. Okay, now it's been, 3 days maybe since launch? Here's the tea. We have not sold one coconut milk item. Everything has been rainforest. In 3 days, or maybe it's been 2 days, we haven't sold any coconut milk. There are sales going through, but when I looked at them, they were my COO buying the coconut milk. And so, like
That's like my new favorite story. Okay, I have like a hypothesis that it's the contrast. It's launching them together. It's the
maybe
contrast. Like, what if you launched a white with a pale pink? People go,
right.
they just, I'm choosing between muted. Right? Or, but
Yeah, that
you're
could be.
going like,
Yeah.
you're almost trying to have them pick a part of their personality.
Right. Yeah.
Because I'm both of those. I'm coconut milk, I'm rainforest. But it depends on the day. It
Right.
depends on.
Right. Yes, I could see that.
Just a theory. But I love the honesty because it's not, there's so much behind the scenes that like,
There's so much. And like also it's okay. Like there have been
you'll live. Like the
we'll
company
live.
will be.
It doesn't matter. I mean, look, that can't happen every time, but I think coming out, especially in these first like 6 months, a lot of the stuff that's coming out now were things that we had to order like pretty much right after acquiring the company before we knew anything. So we were like blind in there, just getting on a cadence so that product would drop every month. And so we had to order these probably pretty much the week after we bought it. I mean, it would have been a long time ago because they're produced overseas and, and so like, I think especially some of these early launches, if they're like not quite hitting the mark, that's fine. I think they've been good, not great. Our first collection that we designed, like soup to nuts from the beginning, is launching, I think it's February 23rd. So in about a month. And I think that collection is amazing. I think it's really strong.
Perfect.
I'm super excited for it.
It all balances.
Yeah. But like, look, it might not sell and maybe this will end up taking off and, you're kind of guessing.
I mean, okay, so you have a film degree. My new favorite thing to say in meetings when everything's going off the rails is, I think we've lost the plot.
Is that where we are?
No. This is more about business.
Okay.
I think we've lost the plot is what I would say in my calls where I'm like, what? Because I work for a small company. We're all trying to accomplish the same thing in very different ways. Do you think, in a woo-woo way, because you have a film degree, you can see the bigger picture, you can kind of zoom out a little and be like, it's part of the story arc. We need this. It's going to resolve. All films resolve themselves in some way.
Hollywood movies do.
I mean,
not like European cinema.
I'm like, wait, did everyone die?
That's very
like,
funny.
do you think that like you actually think in a certain way? Do you use it?
So like the short answer to your question, I think, is yes. I definitely see the bigger picture and I don't mind misses. It's all part of the story arc. And you'll never
like,
find
who's the villain, the COO? Because like I'm like kind of like on her side.
Oh my God.
Or his side. His.
Her.
I'm kind of on her side here. Like I'm fighting for it.
For coconut. The coconut milk that you won't buy.
Because I'm like rooting for the underdog here. Like
I'll have to tell her to listen to this. No, she is amazing.
Obviously.
She's amazing. Is there a villain? No, I don't think there's a villain. The villain is just like
it's so hard to track what consumers are like. Even trend like now with TikTok, like overnight, I felt like jelly sandals that were like popular when we were like, I'm like, overnight, trends will happen and then they'll die so just as fast.
I know.
I barely understood Labubu's before they, I think,
are in recession again.
I think so.
But
like
sure.
I barely got there by the time.
It is problematic for those of us running apparel companies that need to
buying
hit trends
6 months ahead of time.
Yeah, buying. That is problematic. Also, I've been doing a lot of spending a lot of my time redecorating my house and following like what interior design trends are. And I feel like
just don't put live, laugh, love on your wall, and I think you're fine.
I wouldn't do that anyway. But like it is so like I'm trying to go for this aesthetic, and then the next thing I know, it's like that is so out, and it's in with the new. And I know your house is supposed to be a reflection of you, but this like trend cycle situation that we're in is really hard to sort of.
I try not to watch them because I'm like, I still like arched doorways, and if you tell me that those are out,
no, those are, I think, always
those
in.
Feel pretty permanent.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I mean, like, so is wallpaper in your bedroom. It's just expensive. Like, not as permanent as an arched doorway, but that is funny. What were we talking about before arched doorways?
Oh, just tying together. Like you were in film. You went to tech.
Oh, right.
Seeing the bigger picture. But I do. Yes. I mean, did you plan on being a film director? Was that the goal?
So both of my
You can still do it, by the way.
Yeah.
Sky's the limit.
Well, I don't know that I'll go into film, but I definitely want to go back to the arts at some point, like for sure. This is like this weird digression into business that I'm making. So both my parents are in the art world, and sorry.
You forgot that there was like people.
Yeah, I did. We were just in a cocoon of talk. Okay, both my parents are in the art world, and that's sort of
lucky.
like, sure, maybe it's lucky.
Okay.
Yeah,
jury's out. I'll ask your therapist.
Yeah, it's. I mean, they're like deeply intellectual, like introverted, scholarly people who are definitely like, "What are you doing with your life?"
Wait, they're similar.
Yes, they're very similar.
Are they still friends?
Only because my dad's gay, so like,
Oh, we love them.
there was definitely. No, it is actually quite lucky, but they wouldn't be back together no
Obviously.
matter what. And I mean, they had like a lot of differences when I was 3, 4, and so like that's of course a big reason that they're not together, but it's not actually the only reason. So, wow, my brain is in like 50 different places. I'm trying to tie back to why I'm now talking about my gay dad. Am I lucky? Yes. No, what was your actual question?
We didn't even need the vodka. I mean, we didn't drink any of it. We didn't need it.
That made it sound like we had some.
I know.
Yeah,
which is so unfortunate because then we would get the heat without even having the vodka.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
The question was, did you plan on were you actually planning on being in film? And you said you might divert back into the arts.
Thank you for
I got
keeping
you.
me going.
I got you.
So the only thing I knew was like the arts growing up. It was everywhere. Like all our family, or like mommy and me or daddy and me, vacations were to museums or to like Gothic cathedrals, or like that's the only.
I think that shaped your human psyche more.
Yeah, maybe.
I think so. I think you might be underplaying.
Yeah, maybe we'll have to explore that in a further season.
Yeah, further next episode.
But so that's really all I knew, and so when I was in college, I majored in comparative literature, but only because I wanted to study film. I felt like I couldn't do painting because that's really the area that my parents were in, and I needed to be at least a little different, even if still in the arts. So I was studying film, which back then was like under the major of comparative literature for whatever reason. And then I went to film school to get an MFA in film directing, and definitely thought, I thought I was just going to be a director. And after film school, I moved back to New York, where I was from, and I was working on some film sets and then doing some like awards shows. And
that's fun.
It was yeah. I mean,
is it as glamorous as I'm making it?
No, and like that was my main insight. It like kind of sucked. Super long days, and then the pinnacle of success, at least in like the sort of like non-Hollywood. There's Hollywood, which is like its own industry, and then there's like every other
that's all I
film.
think of, which is
right.
Short-sighted.
It definitely dominates here.
Yeah.
But I knew Hollywood. Like I went to Cal Arts, which is like an indie film program. People who want to go to Hollywood or like UCLA, USC, whatever. That's not like the machine that I was in or interested in. And the pinnacle of success in like the indie film world was like squeezing into the back of a taxi with like all your interns and like showing up at an awards show. Like it, just to say that like there's almost no money in it.
Maybe if you get paid well, then you can.
Yep, nope, nothing. And I just kind of sat with myself at some point, and I was like, the directors that I was going to these award show with were very successful by like indie film standards. And
were they making money at least?
Not
even comparative to
not compared to like
being a business owner.
Well, I mean, they were probably making more money than I am now, but like remains to be seen. The point is, like, the pinnacle of success was not that high, not that glamorous. And I was like, I don't know that I want to devote every ounce of my energy towards something where like this is what success looks like.
Yeah.
And so that's when I was like, let me just take a little pause and figure out what I want to do. And I had a friend working at Foursquare, and he was like, we have this internship program for customer support. You can come like answer emails.
Did you get paid to intern?
Yeah, I think I got paid like $12 an hour or something.
Honestly, they probably still are.
Yes. Oh God. Yeah, probably. I got paid. Not much, but I was like, this is it was a 3-month internship. So I was like, I will do this, and then I'll figure out
it's a good move,
what I'm going to do. And I never left the industry. I actually fell in love with startup life. I fell in love with like consumer internet, like brand building. I fell in love with
because you have
like
an incubator now, right?
Yes, I do have an incubator
For underrepresented.
Yeah, exactly. For
founders?
underrepresented founders, we have one going through the program right now. And I mean, just to say, I also like when you're working on a film, often you're working like 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. or whatever, like and I loved the commute. Like I loved going to the office at like 9 a.m. with everybody else in the world, or like in New York, and coming home at 5 or 6.
Yeah.
You live in such a subculture when you're working on films. So I liked all of that.
Yeah. I mean, bringing a vision to life, and then you did the same thing, but at a completely different
Exactly. And then it turns out, like, I think I had always had this bug. Like, obviously, I wanted to make films after working at a bunch of startups and having this bug that I wanted to start something. It basically, the idea pivoted from like making movies to making businesses, which are a lot like movies. You have to have a vision and assemble a team and get everyone, pointed in the same direction to realize the vision. And there's so many similarities. And I think probably I'm a better CEO than I would have otherwise been because I went to film school where I learned how to be a director. And like, I'm just directing the team. Like, it's very similar.
Cut. That's what I was doing when I'm just like over a meeting.
I should start just saying cut.
You have the full-blown like,
oh my
what
God,
is that thing called?
The clapper or clapboard or whatever.
I'm just going to get one and then I just end call.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
Because I mean, I resonate with that. Something else I was like reading when I was like prepping this, and I felt deeply seen an overlap between us.
Tell me.
I started painting as a way to, I don't know, process grief or I don't know. I put a fireplace, I redid my room, put a fireplace at the foot of my bed, have an easel, paints everywhere. I put tile floor so that I could like wipe it up quicker.
I love that.
But I'm not like a painter. Like I don't know how to paint. And so I was trying to get like a cabin with like a background scene, and I had to use AI to ask like how big the cabin should be in a ratio. And then I like shut my computer and just will paint all day Sundays.
Yeah.
And when you said in like a something, was like you dream of it, and like that, like that's what you're thinking of, not like ruminating over business problems.
Right.
And it did start to become that for me. It was almost like it took over a part of my brain that was like the healthier problem was to solve was how I was going to make my foreground and background have better distance. And I just felt so grateful for that. But it was such a choice. Like you have to make that artistic choice you need to make the arts in your head bigger than these problems. And it sounds like you do that deliberately, thoughtfully.
I love hearing that story, and I think that's awesome. That you still do that on Sundays?
Yes.
Oh, that's amazing.
And then I forget, and I have to go get a new color, and I just look down at my hands, and I'm like...
Do you use oils or acrylics?
Acrylics.
Yeah. Makes more sense.
You're
at home.
Because I just keep messing up, and I love how fast it dries, so I can just...
Yes, it does dry really fast.
Then I'm like, that sky...
Right. Just go right over it.
Like, just like life.
And it's like easier to clean, and so you're painting at home?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's oils with kids is really tough. Also toxic.
Insert any because it oil stains, and
well, that's why you should paint in your coconut milk sweatsuit.
Oh my gosh. That's gonna be the best ad. Like make your own art. Like remember those when we were kids, because we're like the same age. Those doodle dogs where they were like stuffed animals, and you can color them.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
The coconut milk paint pants.
Yeah. We'd have to probably bring the price down like pretty significantly to sell them as paint pants. But you know what? I'm going to start doing that. And then I'll
seriously,
mail my pair to the COO.
Again, I'm on her side.
Yeah, I know, I can tell.
But you have to like deliberately choose to remove yourself from CEO hat and be like, I'm going to be an artist. Like, are you painting? You have a studio.
Yes. So I have So, the arts has always been super important to me. Obviously, I pivoted into this business thing, but like have remained, obviously a big consumer of culture, and then paint like whenever I can.
Do you sell your art?
No, people ask me that all the time. And people
I'm like principled on it. I'm like, it's for my psyche.
People have asked to buy, when friends have asked to like buy paintings I've done, I just give it to them because like I can't
because you're not a loser.
Yeah.
Can you imagine you take out your Venmo?
Oh my God.
No.
Like, how would I even price it? No, it's like it's so flattering when someone wants your piece. Like that is payment enough.
Yes.
But it got a little harder to paint because I've, as you know, I have a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old. And I also really like painting in oil. I mean, I hear everything on acrylic and it has things that are great about it, but I just like love the quality of oil paint.
Oh, I'm getting there.
It's like so satisfying.
I feel like once I'm mature, I feel like it's hard.
It's really hard to go back to acrylic when you're painting in oil.
That's why I'm gonna graduate. I'll send you pics of whatever I come up with.
Started like art text chain. And so anyway, I got a studio so that I can paint there because oils tend to be pretty toxic for kids to like breathe in. Well, I mean, or for me to breathe in, but I care a lot less about myself than about them. Or like the turpentine. It's just like super toxic stuff.
Yeah.
But fine, like in small doses or like not around kids is fine. So anyway, I got a studio to paint and so that's been now for the past several months. And what's been so great about that is that like work is a whirlwind. We bought Rich Rapport. There's so much going on.
Yeah.
And my head can be full of all these business problems and how are we going to do this and how are we going to do that? And this person wants a raise and this person wants to leave, you know, all the issues.
That's what I'm saying. That
it's like, you know, and then I go after work, I drive everywhere, which is very unusual in Manhattan, but I drive to work and then I drive from my office to my studio. And when I step in that studio and the smell of the oil paint, highly toxic, but like so it makes you feel great.
Do you pour a glass of red?
Sometimes, yes.
I feel like that's like, and then put on like some jazz or something.
I do. Last week I went to my studio and it had been a really hard day at work. I was like, I need wine. So I leave my studio and I go walk to the nearest liquor store.
Okay, mistake number 1, just DoorDash that.
I should have DoorDashed it, but I don't know why. I thought about it, but I went in person and I knew I didn't have any mechanism to open wine at the studio. So I just said, what's your nicest screw? Like, I want your nicest screw top.
I thought the next part was like, and then I just cracked
saber open. Not like that insane. No, but so I figured it would be like $20. This is a very random aside. I didn't want like really gross cheap wine. I just wanted,
we're
like,
not here for headaches.
Exactly. And so he brings it up to the register and it's freaking $56. And
honestly, that's like a steal for the experience.
For a screw top. I was too embarrassed to say anything. So I bought this like $56 bottle of wine.
Coming back to point A, that in DoorDash, you wouldn't have ever felt that shame.
You're right. Yes, I guess technology does solve all your anxiety issues.
But you wouldn't have had a wine opener.
No, I would have still had to get a screw top, but I would have been able to like pick my price point versus be embarrassed. And then anyway, so I was enjoying this like $60 bottle of wine back in the studio last week. Yes. And I had the foresight to ask for, I was too embarrassed to say I was going to drink alone in my painting studio. So I said I just moved in. I don't know why I made this up. I told the guy that I just moved in.
For you to be like such a badass, own 2 businesses, like an investor, a mom, and then you just don't want to tell him
No, I told him I had just moved into the neighborhood and I didn't have any of my kitchen stuff. And did he have any plastic cups? And so he was like, sure, I'll put 2. And I was like, okay. And so he put 2 plastic cups on my screw top wine and I walked back to the studio and I enjoyed that delicious wine. Well, I didn't actually finish the whole bottle, but I got pretty far in it. And anyway, the point is, yes, I was painting and just like thinking about your brush strokes going across the canvas, seeing that, feeling that, anything from work and, you know, oh my God, it just became such a nothing burger. Anything that felt so big when I left the office was just like, you know, and then I slept great that night and went back to tackle it the next day. And I think I couldn't like function without that, I think.
I'm inspired by that because I always thought I had to make the choice. Like, I'm going to be the right-hand woman. Like, that's why I wanted that right-hand position. Because I want to like build this really carefree life where my boys, we can like up and go or I don't know. But I always thought if I were at the helm that I would never have those evenings where I could just turn it off.
I mean, not enough people do that. I mean, I talked to a lot of founders and a lot of founder friends.
They're burned out. They're like living and breathing their businesses. It's like running through their blood. I mean, look, I care deeply about my business. Of course.
But like,
so you can tell in the brand you care. I mean, you can go on the website and like toggle between body types. Like,
Yeah.
you obviously care.
Yeah,
Like,
oh, yeah, I care.
I mean, there's so much detail to this site. It feels like you walk into a store. So you can't like not care, but at the same time, it's a wild.
It's just, I also like when I have dinner with my I was just in Vegas and had dinner with some founder friends.
I didn't know Vegas still existed. People are still going there.
It's like, yeah, it's kind of like degenerate wasteland, but also like I love it, frankly.
Do you?
Yeah, in small doses.
Okay.
It's like fun. I don't know. I like to gamble. I mean, I have obviously a pretty high risk profile because I'm a founder. It's fun for like small doses. And like you wake up and people are drinking at 8 a.m.
Yeah, there's time doesn't exist. That is fun. It's like an airport.
Yeah, Vegas is just like a big airport. Yeah, totally. That's like a great description of it. But anyway, it was actually a marketing conference. So I was having dinner with these founder friends, and like I was just like, man, they need to like, it's just tough when you get so wrapped up in it. And I understand how that happens because it is also very emotional. It's your life. You have all these people depending on you. But all the more reason, I think, to try to find something to step away and whether it's a hobby or whatever. So anyway, it is very important to me. And I want to go back to it later, post-Andie.
I'm wondering, it kind of comes back to this idea that you're like, well, I don't want to hustle for someone else's vision. If it's your vision, you built it brick by brick, it almost feels like you'd be intuitively more able to give yourself permission to exhale, because I think sometimes I'm like, I look at my founders, they're just hustling. They've just sacrificed so much time and money, and I'm like, I can't. I have to grind for them at all times. I have to.
Well,
it's because like I'm so loyal to it, but it's still theirs. It's not mine. Like they treat me like a co-founder, all of the things. But I think when you build it, it should intuitively make people able to say, I built this. It's not going to be ruined overnight by a bottle of red and some oils. Like, it's not.
Yeah. I mean, I think not enough people like feel that way. It does always seem, at least like in the ecosystem, which I'm in this group of all these founders who are doing, call it between like 20 and 70 million, basically, like consumer, retail, apparel, whatever.
Which that's like quite impressive these days. Like it's hard to launch a brand.
Yeah. It's not like I would have wanted to be past 100 million by now, and we're not. But I keep trying to sort of remind myself that this like is a good place to be and is already.
It has its pros too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It definitely has its pros. But yeah. I forgot where we were going with that.
I did too, but did you kind of feel like once you were in Nordstrom, like in my head, once a brand's in Nordstrom, like maybe because we're millennials and like Nordstrom was like the it place.
Yeah.
Is that, did you have a milestone that's like, I just need this to happen?
I mean, Nordstrom was really cool when they started buying, and when I go to Nordstrom and I see Andie, the novelty wears off,
of course.
But it was cool at the beginning. The only moments where I was like, if only I could get this, I would succeed, were always around fundraising.
How'd that go?
Oh, always terribly. I mean,
no, but seriously, because did you actually feel any discrimination, or did you not? Because with my founders, I'm like, oh, is it so easy? Because investors like need women in there, and they're like, look at me, and they're like, oh my gosh, they were joking about trying to pretend to be male, like they were, it was like a whole. I was like, oh my gosh, I had no idea. I thought it would be like easier.
No, I have so many like conflicting emotions on this because it's been quite a journey, and I think the market has also changed tremendously. Right. I've always had a very hard time. I mean, I have raised at this point over $30 million, so it's not like zero. It's not like I haven't been successful. It's just always been very hard each time. I would say in the beginning it was like nearly impossible, and that was. I don't know that I would say it's like
body positivity in a room full of like
men,
elderly white people that are like white men that are like, I'm sorry, what?
Who like, and also shopping for a swimsuit is very different for men and women because like men don't like it's just a very different category experience.
Very
super different. So I think the first round was like. It's a miracle that I was able to raise a couple $1 million in my seed round. And it came together because of some male friends who were founders who had very successful companies who were sort of vouching for this as an idea that could scale and vouching for me.
Are you still friends with them?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, a little less so because like
Life
was
happens.
life
A decade
happens.
ago.
But no, they were like instrumental in getting that first check.
Yeah.
And then from there, it was just like, after that, it was really like, how's the business doing?
Yeah.
And a little bit less.
Because then you had to like show receipts.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like about what you're able to accomplish in the model going forward and like where you think you can exit. And like, then it just becomes math kind
Yeah.
of. Yeah.
That would suck the joy out of it for me. But,
Yeah.
I think I made that apparent. But you seem to kind of like that stuff because it's kind of like a solvable thing.
I do. I mean, when I started Andie, I was not at all finance minded at all.
Oh, so I can learn it and I can even like it.
Yes, it is. So the thing about the finance side is like, it's so learnable. It's like it's not an instinct thing the way
you
like
can't just plug that into chat.
Yeah. I mean, more and more, you probably could plug things into chat. But no, it's like, I never thought, also I like always sucked at math. And then now I'm like definitely sit more on the finance side of the company than like creative or marketing. And it's super learnable and it's actually like really fun and it's how you see the business come to life. The monthly close that we do with the finance team has become my favorite meeting of the month because it's sort of like your report card.
Yeah.
How you've done the last 30 days.
It's your favorite meeting. Everyone else is like sweating and like dying.
They really are. But like and I mean I will say my wife is an investment banker, as you probably know.
Oh, that helps.
And so in the beginning, she was really helpful, and I spent a lot of time talking to her. And obviously, through COVID, ended up like being in the room with her on a lot of these conversations.
Then you're like desk sharing.
Oh my god! And she's like always talking to people about deals and blah blah blah. But honestly, like wiggles your way in, and suddenly like I love a good deal. And so at a certain point, post COVID, I was like, let's do some M&A, and then I bought Rich or Poor.
I mean, you shopped around a bit before landing?
Yeah, because at that point also the business, I started thinking about buying something like maybe a year or so before we closed the Richard Porter deal. And at that point, Andie was very scaled and we weren't growing at the same clip that we used to.
Yeah.
And so I was trying to figure out how to supercharge growth again.
Was this plateau, I wouldn't call it plateauing growth. Was a slowed growth because smaller competitors were rising up or was it just purely change in marketing tactics?
It's both, and it's also just like what happened. I think just like a natural thing, what happens with numbers. You can like triple every year, and then suddenly, like it would become impossible to triple. It would just mean so many more customers in a year. I think it's just like we hit a certain saturation point with like women and like millennial women who shop for swim online. They kind of like all know about us. And so
they do.
It just became a little, although I was interviewing someone for a position at Andie and she had never heard of Andie and she's a millennial woman living in Brooklyn. And I was like, honestly, I think we should hire
her to me. I have some prep tips I can give her.
I like couldn't believe.
Wait, she was with the CEO.
Yeah.
Founder.
Yeah. I mean, like a recruiter had contacted her about the position before I spoke with her. And I was like, had you heard of Andie before the recruiter reached out? And she was like, no.
I could blind dial any of my friends and we all own.
I love
and I'm like truly mean that to my core because it's a combination of it's so practical. We all started to have kids. I'm like, I'm sorry, you want me to play beach volleyball in what?
Yeah, like, truly. Yeah.
No, I was like, I can't.
Solves problem.
I can't.
Yeah.
Nip slip on a family vacay.
Yeah.
Like we can't have that.
That's what we're solving.
And you are solving
among other things. Yeah.
Among other things.
Yeah.
It's like if we could put real headlines on like your intrusive thought headlines.
Oh my God. Yeah.
On websites.
So the ad said that. I mean, Facebook would block us in like a second. But
Melanie, where can people buy the two brands? Where can they? I want everyone to just rush to the site and take it down with all the traffic buying coconut milk, sweatpants.
You can buy coconut sweatpants and lots of great swimwear at Andie.com. And Rich Report is now part of Andie.com.
Oh, I saw that tab up there.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like,
yeah,
you
tech
like
integration.
That had to have been like a moment when you like look up there.
Yeah.
And you're just like, you can toggle between brands.
It's that was a huge project, but it was.
Oh, I can imagine layering and all of the
like
we can talk tech another time. Like I'm pretty sure that's the point of this podcast, but We'll talk about it another
That's
time.
a good, to be continued.
To be continued when our 3-year-olds take the hot seat next
Yes.
time.
Oh my God. I'll train Louise on
Louie and Louise.
Yeah.
I
It's a
can't
great
wait.
name.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, I appreciate you. I'm so grateful it feels like I already knew you because I was your hype woman already, but
I love it.
yeah,
This was
you
great.
got a friend in me for life.
Well, thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.